Here's C.J. Kirst, the nation's leading scorer, 15 in white. Just a one-man team. So balanced, the Ivy League champs. That whizzes wide. And there's a reason the Big Red have won against Cornell on April 1st. And the Big Red defense goals and 3 assists in that game. Very two-handed. Shovel shot to open the scoring. Silas Richmond, are you kidding me? And it's UAlbany that draws.
These guys can score. You see here, initiate contact, get down the hash. I remember that exact same goal Lyle Thompson scored against Loyola in 2014. That was unbelievable out of sight.
Won the Ivy League a week ago, 14-1 on the year, 10 straight wins. For good reason. Hugh Kelleher with a head of steam. Good ball movement here, but head coach Connor Busick telling us why this game, he's got 2 big ones. And Cornell turns it over. Numbers to Kirst, the extra pass, quick stick finish, but it won't count. Crease violation. Long pole on the doorstep, save made by Brady Smith. That's Jason's.
This is exciting.
Kirst trying to shake free, double team comes in. Good ball movement. Kirst, Brady Smith the stop, the rebound goes in! Cornell finally finds the back of the net. A good one so far, tied at 1 in Ithaca. Michael Long keeps it moving. Finds Kirst, deadly from there!
For now, it's just getting in and out of their sticks so quick. They know where the next guy is. They don't even have to look. They know he's open. C.J. Kirst, I don't know if there's more, and it's just a credit to C.J. Kirst.
And this is the top-seeded Cornell Big Red. We've been
matter of time before this happened. UAlbany needed to jump on it when they had the chance, and now potentially it's too late because Cornell is feeling it. Michael Long, that's his 2nd goal of the game. He's at 29 goals.
Here's Firth. Great footwork. Kirst unloads another. Brady Smith got in front of that one. Off that ride. The Great Danes win it back. Pushing in transition. Walker Schwartz trying to cross-field pass there. Knocked down well by UAlbany. The players, his teammates around him, really rally around Kirst and his ability to take this team to a new level.
He's always been
Goes to a terrific dynamic duo. You add in Ryan Goldstein, a 3-headed monster on attack. Long calling for it and gets it. Crossfield pass to find Kirst. And now Hugh Kelleher, swim dodge. Doesn't go to goal. That was big 27 there. They were trying to feed him inside. A little too high there, and that's tough.
Aren't jumping off the page right now, but his impact is felt when he's on the field. He's just such a threat. You have to know where.
New York coached by Mike Pressler, who engineered the biggest first-round upset in NCAA tournament history when Bryant took down.
Needed UAlbany taking down the #1 team in the country with the best player in the country.
It belonged to Silas Richmond, who has it here. Passes off to the doorstep. Everything but the...
Which is on the backside. Tremendous job of him last possession to get out to him. And now it's number 33, Grady Calcos, guarding C.J. Kirst. Let's see how he can continue to do on him tonight.
This is a team that scored 20. Willem Firth just couldn't find that cleanly. And
like they just got off to such a slow start that if they could get out to a faster start today, they could make this a game.
Yeah, the teams met 6 weeks ago on April 1st. Cornell won it 18-11. But UAlbany battling here 6 weeks later. James Reed, perfectly placed. They're showing that they can go toe for toe with the nation's top team.
And it starts with another tremendous effort on defense. You see Max Neeson there. Drawing the attention, getting it to James Reed, who just steps in. His hands are free. Nothing fancy about this, just putting the ball low, and Wyatt Nuss just can't get to it. And we've seen all.
Has it. Brendan Staub, the junior from Garden City, New York, not giving up on that ground ball off the faceoff. He can string them together, particularly with how good they are at the faceoff X. But they have really yet to get into that Big Red rhythm that has launched them to the #1 team in the country, 10-game wins. Inspired defensive effort in this first half so far.
And one adjustment that UAlbany made today, that's disrupting the flow of this Cornell unit today.
Kirst. And the first flag is here. Midway through the man up. They feed Firth, whizzes it wide. Splits two, goes to goal, bounces it over. Cornell stick. You just don't want to be too conservative. Good save, Nust. See if the Big Red can get something in transition, ringing it off the pipe. Kelleher with a head of steam, lets it rip. Brady Smith says no. What a this first half for the Great Danes.
The freshman just staring.
Now he's doing it against #1 Cornell. Incredible moment for that young rip. And Nust read it the whole way.
That's back.
Brian Luzzy out of the box. Midfield on for Cornell, trying to ignite this offense. Good ball movement here. Bouncer and a goal. See.
As I mentioned, Jay, it's just stick side high. Wyatt Nust is reading that the whole way. You give Cornell the ball. Ryan Goldstein gets his hands free, which hasn't happened all game either. And then CJ Kirst, the unanimous best player in the country, is hand.
UAlbany looking for the answer, and they get it! Jackson Palem stings the corner, and the great...
Man, he made this corner feel this, getting down the alley. Now that's a high-quality shot. Off stick from Wyatt Nust, just absorbing the contact. He made that one count, Jay, and that's what the UAlbany Great Danes need to stay in this game. How about Rocco Moreno just doing his absolute best work on Cascadon right now at the faceoff dot.
Kesselring tried to tee up Richmond there, and Cornell closest to... Now Cornell on the season again. Didn't get a clean look. Right back to Waldman. Shot clock under 20. Kirst calling for it, gets it. Nation's leading goal scorer buries another. CJ Kirst. It's a first half hat trick to put the Big Red up by 2.
I didn't love that. He gets the ball here. He says, you know what? I'm the best player in the country. When I want a bucket, I'm going to go get it. He gets down the alley to his right hand, which has become a patented move of his.
4. Nation's leading goal scorer buries another.
To do at the next level, he's going to be able to fulfill it, and that's what's going to make
this deficit to 1 right before halftime. Shot. It's been quiet since. Curls around, got a good look, but denied by Wyatt. The lowest amount of goals Cornell has scored in a half this season.
That Cornell tries to generate offensively.
And Cornell's 5. Kirst, he'll make you pay.
Him here. He gets the ball in his stick early on, drawing the attention, and then he gets it out of his stick and he goes for a cut. And on that cut, He's going down the left alley.
Rarefied air. And if you were with us at halftime, hoisting that trophy, they have come out with a head of steam. Nearly another goal there, well saved by Brady Smith. And that's what's so dangerous about Cornell. When this offense gets rolling, there's really nothing you can do.
Agreed, Jay, but if you watch Max Neeson there, that's the exact kind of take that they want to force Cornell into. Don't let CJ Kirst beat you. Let Ryan Goldstein try to dictate one-on-one against the best player in the America East defensively.
For as well as UAlbany played defensively in the first half, we heard from their veteran head coach Scott Marr that, but a flag comes in late, well after the shot. This is going to be against Matt Dooley.
White, Gil, you're good. Gil, you're good. Unnecessary.
This is a self-inflicted penalty.
Holder into Kesserling there, who really was taking a righty shot early in the possession with his offhand. I think that that's an unnecessary penalty to take there if you're Cornell.
And can this bring some life to UAlbany, going man up for the first time? They're looking for 15 in purple. I was about Gallagher. Down the right alley. Finds Firth, the extra pass. Good ball movement for the Big Red to start this second half. Kirst brings that off the pipe. And UAlbany, defense that has been the standout unit tonight. Game to beat Siena. Richmond trying to beat two, stolen away. That goes wide, battle for the balls. Waldman regathers, doesn't go to goal. Brian Luzzy blows it by Brady Smith. And Cornell has their largest lead of the game. Now a 4-goal.
Just absolutely mobbing Silas Richmond there to cause the turnover. And then Cornell. We talked to Coach Busick this week. The term that came up was leveling up offensively. There's a little bit too much of that. I want to see them attack their matchup, draw some attention, get the backside after some attention has been drawn.
Jackson Palem, he's got a big second chance opportunity for the Great Danes to cut into this 4-goal. Now punish UAlbany on the other end. Scores! Hugh steps into it and scores! Hugh Kelleher, showing why he was just named the Ivy League Midfielder of the Year.
The UAlbany Great Danes, Hugh Kelleher setting the stage here. Cornell up 8-3.
Imagine
The Big Ten champs, that's a really tough draw for the Buckeyes. And that Sunday off, they have to win the Big Ten Ohio State, so they have to play 2 games in the same weekend and then go into this Notre Dame matchup a little bit beat up.
Well, on their way to a win, Syracuse had other ideas. Big save there by Brady Smith. Everybody learned the name Blaze Reardon, actually against Cornell, scoring that full field goal, goalie goal. Richmond spins free, bounces right into the stick, right through it, keeping possession alive for Cornell. Waldman goes lefty, flies wide. Kirst calling for it, gets it, and scores! CJ Kirst.
Game long. It's off ball too. Just watch him. He never stops moving his feet during his cuts. He starts at the top right of the box, cuts into the middle slope.
Now they came into it together. First year Connor Busick was a head coach, 2022, Kirst a freshman. Blind. He goes, we learned a lot from that experience. Now we are in full control. Scored in a game for Kirst. Video game type.
Not every single time. It's insane to watch.
That pass pick.
for Curse today. Throughout this game, this season, he continues along with the production that he's had. Could potentially eclipse 110 season wins. Tewaaraton wins national championship. One of the greatest seasons.
To that greatest ever conversation.
Top 5 offensively, no doubt about it.
What a goal! Mid-air quick stick finish. It's 17 minutes. It's a beautiful one.
What a snag by Colton Marquis. Ben Wimmer on the backside, heads up play. You see him last second turn his head there to deceive the defense. Then Colton snags that thing out of the air. One time, that's so impressive. That takes so much skill to complete if you're Colton.
On Memorial Day. Here's Kirst. You bring that double, they'll make you pay. 7 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Big save to finish this third quarter. Brady's
take it, and now their defense is playing at championship level.
Connor Busick telling us they learned so many lessons from that 20.
He was 29, 30 years old. That is a young coach. He's still the youngest coach in Division I right now. That experience for him personally was invaluable.
So UAlbany, who's been great defensively, they need to find 5 goals in this fourth quarter just to tie it at 9. And I'd say Brady Smith. What more could you ask from the freshman goalie? Always picks the right pass, does so there, and Firth put just enough on it to muscle it past Brady Smith.
Scores this off the Ryan Goldstein feed, and when Goldstein has a shorty, it's game over. And I said this to you before the game, Jay. William Firth to me an awful lot about 51. Jeff Teat, that used to wear that number at Cornell, and I know he's a sophomore right now.
That's a big-time comparison.
He's a sophomore.
Greatness, and Busick talking about Kerr said, good has never been good enough for him, and his teammates really respond to that message. If it's not good enough for CJ. Well,
I had an opportunity.
Right on cue! CJ Kirst, a flamethrower, stings the corner.
Think about CJ Kirst shooting with this kid a year ago. I had never seen a player more dialed in than CJ Kirst. He was a junior at the time. He's a senior now with the right hand. He didn't have that his entire career. He developed that. When I was growing up in New Jersey, I had the opportunity to play with a couple of the Kirst brothers. He was the summit coach at our opposing. Talk about stewards.
What a goal! Kelleher, that corner's taking a beating right now.
And he's the real deal. When he gets his feet going, I mean, he is hard to stop. That's old school lacrosse right there. A big-time mini taking a jump shot in the middle of the field like that with his offhand block. That's CJ Kirst for the Tewaaraton Award.
A remarkable career, a special season. Hands free, and he'll make you pay. Silas Richmond. He's a special player too. Just
been doing everything he can tonight for UAlbany, and finally he gets his hands free. And when a player like this has his hands free with his strong hand, he's going to make it count. Steps into that, driving off that back foot and absolutely unloading into that top corner. Silas Richmond, he's a guy to watch. To get the ground ball, to track it down so it doesn't go out of bounds. That shows 60 career caused turnovers. He's 6th all time.
Great goal there. Shot clock ticking under 3. Kelleher buries it. Continue with your. So Kelleher has a hat trick.
Kelleher showing his off-ball prowess here, just settling into the green, grabbing that with his right hand. That's a difficult shot, shooting over the Richmond.
Just another day at the office for him. It took Cornell a little.
You mentioned Michael Long, 2 and 4. What a quiet 6 point.
Cornell with their foot on the gas, up by 8. What ball movement. And another spectacular goal. Ryan Sheehan, the senior. Can't do it much better than that, Jules.
Jay Busick, we mentioned it earlier, leveling up. Goldstein, leveling up, leveling up. Finally, the ball gets back up top.
Really come in this second half.
I've been on both sides of that. When you're UAlbany, you're and he's showcasing that tonight.
You always make the opposing goalie look good. 4.5 minutes here. We'll take on Richmond, noon Saturday, ESPNU. Great goal there out of the midfield.
Stepping into one and making it count. The defensive midfielder just crow hopping there, putting everything he could to get that one past White.
Championship weekend. And then Cornell and Princeton. Can the Ivy League get two to Gillette? Those are some loaded quarterfinals.
10 ACC. Obviously, you got Richmond in there.
Great goal, Firth, the crafty Canadian.
Firth, after Michael Long drew the attention. He's not going to get any credit for that. The hit and assist in the offense, they don't care. It's all about getting the best shot. William Firth catching that, hitching to get to top, and makes his impact felt all over the offense.
For Cornell, but they have turned it on in this second half. We were just talking about the quarterfinals next weekend.
Dame last week get eliminated in that first game. They played with a completely different edge.
Great save, and that's the backup. The Big Red, an uncomfortable first half, ends up being a 9-goal win